Thanks for joining me. Good morning. First Corinthians chapter 8 and verse number 1. Now, Paul is talking about foods that are offered to idols and so on, and eating meat from the marketplace. And a very interesting chapter, may not seem relevant when we first look at it, but it's there are some lessons that we can draw from it, some truths that we can draw from it. So let's just dig into this. He says, now concerning food offered to idols, we know that all of us possess knowledge. This knowledge, he says, puffs up but loves build up. Just to give you a background here, what happened was that many times you have these temples where these gods are worshipped, Roman gods, Greek gods, and you would have animals being sacrificed, and they're being sacrificed to those gods to appease those gods. The meat would be eaten to sort of sanctify, make holy the people who are worshipping these gods. The meat, people would also gather together from various groups. They would gather in the temples to have a feast, and people from the community would come. It's not necessarily part of worship, but they would have their banquets and so on in these temples. And then some of the meat would also be taken to the marketplace and sold to the public. So with that sort of a background, let's look at this. It says, food offered to idols. We know that all of us possess knowledge. Paul is talking about those people who are Christians, and they say they have this, they know so much more, and they understand the implications of what they're doing. But Paul is saying here, this knowledge pops up. And I guess all knowledge, in a sense, can make people puffed up. Knowledge puffs up. He says, but you know what? Love builds up. Take a look many times at, there are some people who are highly educated, very smart, highly intellectual, but because of that knowledge that they've got, that all those degrees and so on, it makes them very proud. So knowledge puffs up. Now, it doesn't mean that everyone who is knowledgeable, everyone who is smart and academic, that they will be proud, because I believe that more and more knowledge we have, it actually makes us more humble, because we realize there's so much more that we don't know. And knowledge and expertise in one particular area does not make you an expert in another area. A skill or fame or intellect doesn't give you expertise in so many different areas. Someone may be an authority in science, but may not be an authority in religious matters. So knowledge puffs up, but he says love builds up. Love always seeks to build people up, not to tear them down, to encourage people, to lift them up from where they are.